This is the Omni, the first ever virtual reality platform that truly allows you to get fully immersed in the virtual world. The Omni is in essence an omnidirectional treadmill that enables you to walk, run, jump, and crouch in 360 degrees and transports your mind and your body into a different world. When I mention virtual reality, I always see this funny look on people's faces thinking, oh, virtual reality, isn't that from the 90s? And who doesn't remember the Virtual Boy, another device that were just not successful? Virtual reality has never broken through because the technology wasn't ready. Virtual reality headsets were expensive and low quality, tracking was complex, non-affordable. That's all changing now. Today we have the Oculus Rift. I'm not sure who has heard of the Rift. It's a revolutionary head-mounted display that truly immerses you in the virtual world. It's a wide field of view. When you put it on your face, your brain thinks you're somewhere else. It's a very neat experience. And then you have the Omni that allows you to also naturally and physically walk around in that virtual world. And then also tracking has become affordable, devices like the Microsoft Kinect 6 and 7 and so forth. So we are in the midst of a virtual reality revolution. The technology is ready, and VR is finally here, and it's going to change our lives. The possibilities are limitless. What I want to do is spark your imagination and share with you some fascinating applications of virtual reality that will become front and center in our lives. An obvious one is military training and simulation. You know, for example, for the raid on Osama bin Laden, the military rebuilt that entire compound and then had the SEALs train in that compound. Right, with virtual reality, you don't need to do that anymore. You can rebuild the compound in VR and have SEALs train that not just one time, 3 times, but 100 times. And you can do that for every mission, not just a SEALs mission. So very impactful. Now, beyond the military, training and simulation in the corporate world is as valid. We are, for example, talking to quite a few oil and gas companies that want to use the Omni and virtual reality for oil and gas training and simulation, specifically oil rig training and evacuation. If you have to look at an evacuation exercise on a flat screen, it's probably not that impactful. If you can actually physically do the evacuation in virtual reality and be immersed in that world, that's highly impactful. If you happen to be in a situation that you do have to evacuate, well, you probably will remember more or less what to do. Fitness and exercise. This is an exercise device. It's quite intense. You do burn calories, which is great because nowadays we say gamers, they're couch potatoes. Well, I think a couple of years from now, gamers might be the fittest people in the room. And also just home fitness, right? Who here has a treadmill in their homes that they never use? Well, this is a much more engaging way to burn calories and just get your exercise in. Which brings us to healthcare, physical therapy, and so forth. A big problem in physical therapy is compliance. The exercises are boring, people don't want to do their exercises. Now they're looking at more engaging ways so that people do their exercise. The Wii Fit, well, virtual reality and the Omni is a great example. Another big problem right now for our population is the elderly population that becomes older and older, and mobility of the elderly becomes a problem. Well, you know, again, treadmills are not that safe, they're boring. Here we are with an engaging way to stimulate people to walk around. They don't have to play a shooting up, right? But they can, you know, enjoy a walk in the park and so forth. Think about architecture, design, construction. We are in talks with construction companies that want to use virtual reality for the construction industry. Back in the days, they made a physical mock-up of the construction or the building that you wanted to build. Now they do that in 3D with a system called BIM, Building Information Management. Well, the next step is virtual reality, where you can actually walk around in your design before actually building it. That's not a gimmick, that's a very effective way to detect design flaws, to get a sense of distance and so forth. Or imagine taking a tour of your future house on the Omni before you actually build it. Education is very interesting. Virtual reality classrooms. We already have online classes, but think about classrooms where students really get immersed in what they learn. Think about an emergency room where 500 students at the same time can attend a surgery and can attend that same surgery 10 times more later, but not on a 2D screen, really being there, being immersed. It's a highly effective way to educate our children. There's a laboratory in Stanford, the Stanford VR Lab, that do a lot of research on how virtual reality can change behavior. On the picture on the bottom right, what you see is an exercise that they do. They immerse somebody in the virtual world and have them chop down a tree. With haptic feedback, you feel the drilling in your hands. It's a beautiful tree, and you have to cut it down. A fairly traumatizing experience. Then they teach the participants that, you know, using a lot of paper is bad for the environment. What I notice is that people effectively change their behavior. They start using less paper. They have similar exercises with water usage. So that kind of immersive experiences does change behavior. It's highly effective. Then we have the fun applications, virtual tourism. Imagine going on a walk in Paris with your spouse, attending a museum that you hadn't been before, adventures, meetups. The picture on the bottom right, we were at NASA JPL in Los Angeles, where we used the Omni to walk on the surface of Mars. The surface of Mars as rendered by the Mars rover. So we had the Rift on, we were on Mars walking around, which was very neat. And we can be there all together. We can both be at different places around the world, and we can meet up in the same virtual world. I can see you, you can see me, and we are together in the same space. So in short, virtual reality will change the way we live, meet, exercise, play, work. And I think it will be front and center in our daily lives fairly soon. Thank you very much.